Hey Nathan, this is a very special TFL update because me and you are going to be spending a lot of time together next week in this Hyundai Ioniq because we are driving Cannonball style from D to D.
Yeah, whether I like it or not, we're going to be hanging together. Now, what is D to D? It essentially is from California to Florida, from Anaheim, California, which is where Disneyland happens to be, all the way over to Orlando, Florida, where Walt Disney World happens to be.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
Yeah, so we're going to try to set the Cannonball record. Now, we will be stopping, of course, to charge, but that's all. And we will be doing this legally because it's about a family-friendly Cannonball that you too can do. Now, we want to bring you along with us, so we have made these, check it out, D to D t-shirts that, as always, we will be geocaching along the way. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of goodies for you guys.
In these containers.
If you want to kind of join us for this trip, those updates are going to be placed over at either our TikTok channel or on TFL EV or alltfl.com. But we wanted to let you know over here on TFL Car that we're doing this because I've got some breaking news, Nathan.
Oh yeah, what is it?
So I was on a program recently, and one of the journalists there, Nicole, said that she already is going to break our record. So we're going to set the record, and very quickly she's going to try to break it.
Okay, well, what that means is that we're aiming for under 48 hours to try to do this whole thing cross-country. And she's going to have to break whatever we do, which hopefully will be unbreakable because we're going to be awesome. That also means that we're going to have a proper start point where everybody can do, and a proper end point where everybody can go. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. That's going to be rough.
Yeah, and the cool thing, of course, is because of our friends at Hyundai and this Ioniq 5, they have picked a charity that they're going to donate, get this, $1 per mile we drive.
And we're going to match that, right?
Yep, it's Hope on Wheels.
Yeah.
Helping kids with cancer. And then we're going to match that. So potentially we're going to raise hopefully $5,000 for a very good charity. Now, the question I have for you, Nathan, is are we going to kill each other because, two big boys and a videographer in a car for 48 hours without, a lot of breaks from each other is going to get interesting?
Well, we're estimating that we're going to have no more than a half an hour break at each stop, possibly less. So
charging stops.
Right, but those charging stops also mean bathroom, food, whatever we can do in that amount of time. So yeah, it's not going to be friendly, but we're going to try our best even though we're a bunch of smelly old men.
Now check this out back here. Look at all these goodies we got for you guys. We're ready and willing to give out all these things, and we're going to be doing that, like I said, the typical way where we go and post the hidden prize on our YouTube and TikTok channel. Now let's talk about the logistics of this, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to start in Anaheim, so that means we go to California first, and then we hit Arizona.
Yeah.
Then I think we kind of kiss the corner of New Mexico.
A little bit of, yeah.
Then we go through Arizona.
Yeah, we already did that.
Sorry, no, Texas.
Yeah, that one, big one.
Texas, yeah, that's a big one.
It's over 800 miles.
Right, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah.
And then we hit the Panhandle, hang a right, and go on to Orlando.
It's just that simple, folks.
It's that simple, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be just a breeze. The most important part here is that along the way, we're going to be working with Electrify America, and we're going to try to use their chargers. Why? Because, for one thing, this car can accept a very fast charge, one of the fastest out there.
250 kilowatts.
Which is really impressive. I think only the Hummer and a couple others are faster.
Porsche Taycan and the Hummer, can go up to a little bit faster than this, but this car has 800 volt architecture, so that's why we chose it, so we can quickly charge. Now, hopefully, that we will be doing this, we'll be charging, let's say, from 20% to 80%, which is the fastest way you can charge a vehicle, so we won't waste a lot of time charging to 100%. And then hopefully you won't spend a lot of time, perusing the aisles of the Walmart.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of parking lots are going to be Walmarts, but they're not sponsoring this, by the way. But I do want to say this. Keep in mind that we also have a cameraman, and he is a big, hairy, angry machine, and I don't want to anger him along the way as well. Yeah. So we got to be careful.
Yeah. We don't want to spend, like I said, too much time perusing the aisles of Walmart.
Yeah.
But what are you looking forward to the most?
Getting there.
Yes, me too.
In one piece. But actually, I'm really curious about this. I long distance only one electric car. You've done several.
Yeah, so
I've only done it once.
So this is kind of the bookend to the other trip that we did earlier this year, right?
That's
As you know, we drove a Ford Lightning truck as far north as possible in the U.S., which is Prudhoe Bay / Dead Horse. That was
Alaska.
Yeah, we put on 30,000 miles on that truck in like 4 months.
Right, and the whole point of that trip was being in Alaska. It's a very rural area when it comes to charging. So they had to find places to charge, and it was very difficult to do. Logistics were a pain. This is supposed to be easier, and hopefully we're going to be able to prove that going cross country in an electric car is very doable on the on the big highways.
So let me give you guys and you this to ponder, right?
All right.
Here's what makes this tricky, right? A typical Cannonball is illegal and you break the speed limit, right?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. But think about this. The faster you go, the more energy you use, so the longer you charge. So it is actually a very mathematical kind of road trip, because you got to find that perfect speed at which you're going quickly enough that then you don't have to charge too long to make up for the fact that you're going the speed limit or slower. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand it. There's two problems with that. One, I'm going to have to go even slower with you in order to make up the time, and I don't like going slow ever. And then two, I'm going to have to listen to more of your Neil Sedaka and Barry Manilow.
Yeah, but that means I got to listen to Ozzy's Boneyard.
Yeah!
And the rest of the
Rock and roll, yeah. It's going to be an interesting mix, as it always is. We've done this before, by the way. We've done several states together, actually, way back in the day when we did Motor Mountain USA, which is like 8 years ago now.
Yeah, we actually drove a Jeep to the 50 highest points in all 50 states.
That's right.
But at least this is not the whole year. This is just 2 straight days. So guys, in the comments below, if you have any suggestions on how to make this as quick as possible, we figured out, we initially thought it was going to take us 44 hours, but now our cameraman has added 10 minutes to our charging time, so we're looking at a straight 2 days.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it under 48 if possible.
So that's going to be interesting. So if you have any suggestions on how to make this vehicle more efficient, like, do we turn on winter mode to get the batteries in the proper state so that they're warm when we pull into this, the fast charger?
Right.
Obviously, we're going to try to use 350s and not 150s because,
Oh, there's one more part I wanted to add to this.
they're slow.
A lot of you guys on the previous video on TFL EV were asking about meetups and whether or not we'd be able to do meet and greets as much as we would like to. The answer is no, and that's once again because we're going to be on a really tight schedule and we're not going to be particularly sociable, especially after, say, 24 hours when I do take off a boot and Roman feels the pain.
Oh, no shoes off.
Okay, all right, no shoes
and
off.
you snore?
Oh, you terribly.
I do too. I feel bad for
Our
Cole.
cameraman's going to kill us.
All right, guys. Well, let us know in the comments below. Remember, starting next week on Wednesday, we're leaving Anaheim. Come along, ride along with us. I think we might even try to live stream the last hour when we're at our ripest. Luckily, you can't smell us.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. All righty, so guys, there you go.
Yep, alltfl.com if you want to join us on this trip, and keep a lookout for these little short videos or TikToks where you can get yourself one of these way cool. Look at that, isn't that cool? That is a really cool D2D.
I want to wear that to SEMA, which by the way we're going to, but
Andre's over there.
Yeah, he's there.
All right, see you next time. Ciao.